Chat, we back. Okay, we got a new video right here. Okay, the LA Rams just became exactly what the NFL feared. I don't know what this means, bro. I don't know if this means they are a super team. I don't know if they're a super team, bro. I mean, if we're being honest, but let's check this video out.
The Los Angeles Rams just signed Davante Adams. We all know Cooper Kupp is on his way out, but with Matthew Stafford receiving an extension after
Bro, I don't know why Cooper Cup is leaving, bro. Like, I feel like they're gonna regret that, bro. I feel like that's a really bad decision, though, right? I mean, just checking the comments for it, bro. Like, Cooper Cup is leaving, and I don't know, bro. Okay, Devontae Adams from the Jets, my team. No, I'm saying actually that he's leaving us, okay. But still, bro, the fact that they told Cooper Cup to, I don't understand that move, bro.
tons of speculation, the future of this team is set, and there is a lot of pressure on guys like Stafford to perform with this new talent around him. It has kind of been a weird last year for this team, dealing with so many different factors and things that have happened, but 2025 is going to be different. There's going to be no excuses. This is a team that is being talked about as a sneaky Super Bowl contender. And in this video, I want to talk all about the
Devontae Adams, okay, Stafford is extending his contract, and then the rook from 2023, I forgot his name. This dude right here,
Los Angeles Rams.
Nakua, yeah, Nakua, right? I don't know, bro. I don't know if they Super Bowl, like, they may get to the playoff. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna prove me wrong with that.
And I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like and subscribe. It only takes 5 seconds, plus you can always change your mind. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, and with your support, I believe that we can get there super fast. So yeah, the Rams made a big signing already before free agency has officially begun by bringing in Davante Adams. This move actually kind of surprised me because I thought the reason they were getting rid of Cooper Kupp is because they did not want to pay for an aging receiver. And then they went out and signed a guy who is older than him. To be fair, however, Adams is at least the same, and many people would say a better caliber receiver than Kupp is at this point in his career, and will now bring a whole new dynamic to this offense. Because even with how things have gone, I think in the right environment, he's got a lot left in the tank. He's still a great route runner with very reliable hands, and I am excited to see exactly what Sean McVay can do with him in this offense. Adams, although like I said, it may have seemed like last year was a down year for him, he still had 85 catches for 1,063 yards and 8 TDs on top of that. And that was with a very old and what seems to be a washed Aaron Rodgers and a revolving door he still had 85 catches for 1,060 and a revolving door awful QB situation in Oakland. And he did not even play all 17 games, so last year was still a good year statistically for Tay, factoring that in, and this year in the Rams system and with good QB play, he should definitely look to get back on track and get back to being one of the best receivers in the league once again. And speaking of the QB play, that was also huge news for the Rams, and there was multiple rumors throughout the offseason that Matthew Stafford's time in LA was done, and it was pretty much looking that way.
Yes, I thought when I heard it was like 36, 37, I thought, no, it's GG's, bro. They definitely gonna get it like a younger one, you know. But I guess they still want him, bro. I mean, he got them a Super Bowl first season with them, you know. But I'm not saying he's bad. He's still good, bro. But Cooper Kupp for Stafford, bro. I don't know, bro. Something seems rigged, bro. Like, I hope it doesn't come back to hunt this new super team they are building right here, the Avengers team.
There was reports of him going to all kinds of places such as the New York Giants or Cleveland, but ultimately he ended up signing and staying in LA with the Rams, and now he is back and ready to go for another season, and I cannot wait to see what McVay, Adams, and Stafford can do in this offense together. Stafford did not have a necessarily insane year in 2024, but again, the circumstances were kind of weird, and he was still playing decent football. He came up just short of 4,000 yards passing, which he could have potentially gotten had he not missed a game, and then he had 20 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. Which again, I know not the most flashy stats, but when you watch him play, he just knows how to get it done. All the different arm angles he can throw with and all the things he can do at his age are very impressive. And now that he has Davante Adams and Puka Nacua, the playbook is going to be open. The Rams can get creative. And speaking of Cooper Kupp and the situation going on with him, it was reported that the Rams are planning on cutting him at the post-June 1st designation to save themselves a little money if they cannot find a trade partner for him anytime soon. It is a little sad to see Kupp leave the Rams because he was such a great player for them. And really, when I think of Cooper Kupp, I just think of LA and the Rams, and I think back to the Super.
I mean, he got his ring though. He got his ring though. Okay, he can probably go anywhere and still put the same performance up, bro. He got his ring. Who cares, bro? I'm just saying, for the Rams, I hope this don't come back to haunt you. Okay, you let go of your best wide receiver for the past, I don't know how many years he's been there, but he really been that dude for y'all.
Super Bowl, and also getting the first pick in fantasy football. But recently, he just hasn't been able to stay on the field. He hasn't been healthy, and he hasn't been able to put up the same kind of production that he once was able to. So at the end of the day, they upgraded to Davante Adams, who is making exactly the same amount of money as Cooper Kupp's dead cap hit in 2025 at $20 million. So it is very clear that was their plan. As for Kupp, I am very interested to see where he signs because I still think he can be a very good slot receiver.
New York Jets, Cooper Kupp, come to New York Jets. For real, Cooper, bro. If you need a team, New York Jets, baby. Okay, like New York Jets, baby. Okay, we're building. We just got Justin Fields. You can now come, bro. We will accept you with open arms, bro.
For a good team and could absolutely still help a team win a Super Bowl, or he could be a great mentor for maybe a young wide receiver room and go that route. Either way, I still think he has solid football ahead of him. The Rams also lost Demarcus Robinson as he signed with the division rivals, the 49ers. Stafford loved throwing him the ball because he was able to make some very tough contested one-on-one catches. He had over 500 yards and 7 touchdowns last season, and other than that, it will be on guys like Jordan Whittington and Tyler Johnson, who showed some flashes last year to be good 4th and 5th options. The Rams will also be getting Tyler Higbee back at tight end this year, who only played 3 regular season games for them last season, but then came back for the playoffs and had over 5 catches and 50 yards in both his games back, including a TD against the Eagles, in what was much needed production for them at the most critical moment. And while I'm talking about all these wide receivers and Stafford, I think the best part is they still have Kyren Williams, who has been a beast over the last 2 years, as last year he had 1,300 yards and 14 TDs on the ground. Some people thought that maybe when the Rams drafted Blake Corum, he had 1,300 yards and 14 TDs on the ground. Some people thought that maybe when the Rams drafted Blake Corum last year, that maybe some of Williams' production would be stolen, but that was absolutely not the case at all, as Williams was still the bell cow, getting 316 carries and putting up very good numbers. And when you add that on top of the passing attack that now has added Davante Adams to it, it will be very tough to stop, and opposing D coordinators will have to stay up pretty late, finding a way to mitigate this offense ran by the offensive mastermind that is Sean McVay, who has been said to have been more excited and pumped up than ever before now that they have signed Adams. And the Rams also added Jimmy Garoppolo too, so if worst comes to worst, at least they have a QB that could come in and win.
Bro, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know some of these players, okay? I don't know some of these players, so I don't know if this is a real super team right here. I mean, it feels like they can make playoffs, but they've been making playoffs, since now Stafford joined, So I don't know. So I'm guessing they're trying to be the Super Bowl winning team, bro. Like if this team gets to a Super Bowl, bro, you know what? I don't know, bro. I shave my eyebrows off, okay? I shave my eyebrows off for him. I shall shave my eyebrows off if this team came back to the Super Bowl, bro. Cause I'm not trying to hate, okay? LA Rams fan, I ain't trying to hate, okay? I'm just saying, bro. It don't really feel like you guys got that kind of super team right here.
Win a couple of games if needed, if something happens to Stafford, which I think this is kind of an important signing because as we all saw across the league last year, if you don't have a good backup QB who you can at least somewhat trust, then you have no chance to win if the unexpected happens. I'm by no means saying that if Stafford goes down for the season, Garoppolo can keep this team afloat, but if Stafford goes...
Honestly, for me, I feel like the Buffalo Bills have a bigger chance of getting to the Super Bowl next 2025 more than the Rams, bro. Like Josh Allen gonna really have these guys. Okay, I'm just saying, but I'm not trying to say I'm like a Josh Allen fan. I'm kidding. I'm a Josh Allen fan. Okay, but if it's like the Buffalo Bills have a bigger chance of making, like I'm just saying, out of 10, the Buffalo Bills have a 7 out of 10 to making it to the Super Bowl. Out of 10 for the Rams, bro. I'll put it at 5. I'm not gonna say 5. I'll put it at 5 because I know they probably. I know they're gonna make it to the playoffs. I'm just not sure about the Super Bowl, bro.
Goes down for 2 or 3 games, then the Rams have a guy who won't go 0-3. And now switching over to the defense, the Rams also made a pretty big signing, bringing in veteran defensive tackle Poona Ford. They were not good at all against the run last year, giving up 100 yards or more in 15 of their 19 games. And Ford had a good season last year with the Chargers where he had 3 sacks, 39 tackles, and 8.5 tackles for a loss, which ranked him 5th out of all interior defenders in the NFL and 6th against the run. It was a 3-year, about $29.6 million deal with $17 million guaranteed, so it did not cost them a crazy amount of money, but still, good money spent for a much needed upgrade because they have looked pretty lost at the position since Aaron Donald's retirement. And while Ford might not be prime Aaron Donald, he is still a very good defensive tackle, and Rams fans should be very excited about this pickup because it is so much needed for them, and he should round out a very good defensive line. And speaking of that defensive line, it already featured some very good players such as Kobe Turner, who had 8 sacks last year, Brandon Fisk, who had 8.5 sacks last year, and of course the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse. Between those three, plus the year, and of course such as Kobe Turner, who had 8 sacks last year, Brandon Fisk, who had 8.5 sacks last year, and of course,
okay, bro, 8.5 sacks doesn't, I don't know, is that like an assist or something?
the NFL's Defensive Rookie of the Year, Jared Verse. Between those three, plus the addition of Poona Ford, the Rams now have an incredibly good defensive line and could be pretty scary for.
Okay. Their defensive line would probably do. I feel like the defensive line would probably do good against like teams that don't really have a strong offensive line. I can say that. Okay, for teams that don't have a strong offensive line, their defense will do pretty good. But against big teams, it feels like it's gonna crash, bro. I feel like it's gonna betray them
for years to come. And this line is why some people are calling the Rams dark horse contenders. As far as some of the other positions on defense go, I think the Rams in free agency should definitely be looking to target a cornerback. Maybe a guy like Asante Samuel Jr. could work for them. He is still young and has a little bit of a concern with a shoulder injury he is coming back from, so I think they might be able to get him for a little less, and I think a guy with his talent and potential is definitely worth taking a chance on. If they want to go the safer veteran route, they could go with Rasul Douglas, who is still available and is a solid proven corner in this league who can come in and play big snaps for them. And other than that, I would say maybe a linebacker would be something they could be looking to sign, maybe a nice veteran guy, but there really are not that many good options left. There is still the draft, but I think it would be wise for them to go with a tight end to eventually replace Higbee, maybe as soon as this year, because he's getting older. Mason Taylor, of course, coming from LSU comes to mind. Maybe Michigan's Colston Loveland as well. Both are great options, and I think either one of them would be great for this offense, and I think that is the route they should go draft-wise, and it would add even more firepower to this already potentially great offense. So yes, linebacker is a hole in my eyes, but linebackers don't score points, and with the way the league is headed, you have to have a top-tier offense. But yeah, that's about it for this video, guys. I just wanted to talk a bit about the Rams and how free agency has kicked off for them so far with 2 big signings, and how that makes this team a lot better and what I expect from what should be a pretty good team that could be in contention this year. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you all so much if you made it to this point, and if you enjoyed and haven't yet, please be sure to drop a like and subscribe.
Here's what I think, yo, okay? Here's what I think, bro. They got a good team, okay? They got a good team. I feel like it's still fucked up by letting like Cooper Kupp go. You know, I'm still on that, bro. Like Cooper Kupp, really? I'm not sure about that one, bro. Their defense is pretty good, but I'm telling y'all, bro, like Super Bowl with this team, oh man, I just don't see it happening, bro. I just don't see this team reaching the Super Bowl, bro. I'm telling you, I still think like the Buffalo Bills are the team to watch out for next season. I don't know why, bro, okay? Because we all know the only reason they didn't get there is because they made like, you know, they made a stronger team than them, okay? So if it happens like the other 2 teams that, you know, don't perform the way you think they're gonna perform, I feel like the Bills are gonna be there. Who knows? Maybe it will be the Bills versus the Rams, bro. Anyway, that's it for this video, y'all, okay? Leave a subscribe. What you think? I mean, leave a like and subscribe, then leave a comment on what you think about this video, or if you think the Rams are really gonna beat Super Bowl 2025, bro. Anyway, I'ma see you. Bye.